Has anyone ever told you that something was a piece of cake? Well, I'm sure they have. But if you process language differently, like literally, for example, you might wonder, wait a minute, there's no cake to eat or share. In the past, for me, sometimes language would feel like it was full of invisible layers and unseen ingredients. It would seem like that most other people would be able to grasp language, including idioms and metaphors, easily enough. But what does it actually mean, the phrase, a piece of cake? Hi, I'm Stephen McHugh, and welcome to my channel, Stephen's Evolution, where I aim to bring my lived autistic experiences through language. Going back to the phrase, a piece of cake, what it simply means is, well, it can refer to something that was easy to do, and it may have required very little in terms of effort. Processing language a little bit differently can lead to confusion between what was said and what was actually meant. What might look like a piece of cake to someone might not necessarily be the case for someone else. When it comes to the phrase a piece of cake, one way I can think of that you can approach it is, imagine you've got a cake as a dessert on the table with a spoon. Now, what you can do is imagine you cutting through the soft icing and sponge effortlessly before taking a mouthful of it, and then you experience how delicious it tastes. Cakes can be seen as a bit of a treat, simple and enjoyable, easily enough. When I was young and growing up, there were some things that weren't quite a piece of cake for me, including the way I processed language, especially idioms and metaphors, because I took literal views of them. And you might find there are things that aren't a piece of cake for you, and that's okay. So we are all different in terms of our abilities. Other things that didn't feel like a piece of cake for me were forming friendships and joining in conversations. However, there were things that I would find a piece of cake, like numbers and mathematics, especially multiplication. I was interested in logical things and patterns, like trying to spot them. Metaphors nowadays are more interesting for me since my language has improved over the years. Recently, I thought, what better way could I use them to describe my my lived autistic experiences? Another thing that I now find a piece of cake is driving. When I first started driving in car parks, I thought, this isn't a piece of cake. But now, looking back all those years and comparing it to now, I now look at driving as a piece of cake. And so, whenever you hear the phrase again, a piece of cake, think about how easy it can be to eat a cake and like it. And now some questions for you. Have you ever found something that wasn't a piece of cake, like surprisingly tricky, that others may have found easy to do? And what was your piece of cake? What I mean is, what did you find easy to do? Please feel free to share your comments, stories and responses in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing and responding to as many as I can. Thanks for watching. In my next video, I plan to talk about another idiom walking on eggshells.